I'll just show you how everything works.
That's firing up the electrics.
And plus and minus for the different levels of assist. We start in level 1 on this bike, so be careful, the throttle is always active on level 1 whenever you turn it on. If you accidentally hit this, the bike will take off. You can shut it directly off now, ride it like a regular bicycle, and then 5 levels.
So I start at level 1.
Start at level 1, have a feel for it. You increase the output, it's just going to help you more on the hills. Most of the time you're getting enough power on level 1 and 2 to ride the flats.
So it has some kind of sensor device in the pedal?
Yes, yeah.
So if I'm pushing harder...
As you start pedaling, it's going to kick in and give you assist from there. Your shifters and your brakes.
Okay, so that's the derailleur. I noticed it had a brake light.
It's kind of new for...
Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea.
For us, we haven't seen it on very many bikes before. It's quite handy.
It's a standard derailleur. So basically, all this is just basic bike parts.
Normal bike stuff.
How many cogs?
9.
9 in the cassette.
Yeah.
And it's just got the one side shifter here. Is that 9? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 7, 9. Okay. And that's done here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thumb lever is going to make it easier, and then the trigger on the other side is going to make it harder.
Okay, so that means it's going to go through the gears.
Mm-hmm.
That part I probably understand. I'm just curious to know how I'm going to meld the two.
Yeah, it becomes quite intuitive. We tell a lot of people, start in level 1, level 2 for the flats, tap it into the higher levels for the hills, but don't overthink it. It's really in the lower levels on this system, you're getting a lot of power still. So.
Okay. The other thing was that, I don't really plan to do a lot of road use. I'm thinking mainly using the Goose and the Lochside Trail.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry too much about learning how to ride on the roads.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the brakes obviously are going to be good because they're disc.
Yeah, hydraulic disc brakes.
Hydraulic disc.
The Tektros that they're using on here are very low maintenance as well.
What about the battery? How quickly does it take to recharge?
You're looking at about 4 to 6 hours average for a recharge on it.
Okay. So I think I'm a little bit scared, but I'm going to just wheel it to the corner and then get on John Street and go up the hill a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a double wide sidewalk here. Nobody's going to give you a hard time.
Okay, that's true. I can just move along on the sidewalk. Because otherwise I'm going to be starting right on a hill.
Yeah, and it's quick release on the seat, so you can adjust it to your height where you're comfortable.
That's about right.
Still want to be able to touch the ground.
Yeah, no, that's important because I don't have a lot of flexibility now as an old man.
Yeah.
Wow, it wheels well.
Down a little?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Have fun.
Okay. It's on level 1 now?
Level 1, yeah.
Yeah, and if I start...
Just have a push on the throttle even just to get rolling. There you go.
Okay, so I'm now riding an electric bike. Feels pretty good. It has a brain of its own. You push on the pedals and it helps you. You don't push on the pedals, it slows down. All right. Let me just turn around here. Okay, so now I'm going up hillside. And I'm adding a little bit to the power. Oh yeah, I like it already. It's in gear 2 now on the electric. It does lurch a little bit when it's going from sort of neutral to drive, but that's okay. Yeah, I really like it. I think this is going to be a good addition. I'm going to be able to get out further than usual to go for my runs. Really nice. I bet you see a lot of smiling faces when they come back.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah. It does feel good though.
Yeah.
It really does. And you're right, it is intuitive. You feel when it's going to kick in, and then it helps you and you smile. Yeah. And, you know, I do quite a lot of training in my life. And I was thinking it's like a cop-out to go from that to this, because that is 100% effort, but it's also a heck of a heavy bike.
Yeah.
I can get my exercise from running, which is what I do mainly.
Yeah.
And use this to get to Thetis Lake.
This will be a little bit more like a vehicle replacement, a little bit more utilitarian.
Yeah. And for the groceries.
Yeah, but there are times whenever you can, you know, you're policing yourself on this type of system. You can still turn this down and
do the work. Yeah, I didn't even explore the Duralia. I think once I master
the assist will be fine. You barely have to shift at all.
Yeah, but if I wanted to go fast somewhere, like on Magousse or Lochside.
That's where things change with this, is whenever you get on that wide open stretch, you're definitely going to shift into that higher gear.
So that you can pedal freely and get the speed.
Yeah.
But that's more like just feeling how much you can afford to use.
Yeah.
And the battery life, it shows you here.
Yeah.
And so this bike's only done 0.9 of a kilometer. Well, I'm going to phone up my wife in a minute and tell her what I thought. And I'll tell her the business about if I wanted the demo, I'd have to figure out how to get it online and get it shipped over. Because we don't go over very often. This would come with a charger, obviously. And what about a helmet? No, I guess not.
No, you're purchasing, like what you're getting here is the complete bike, the battery, the charger, manual, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And I guess if push comes to shove and the battery is completely flat, it's not that much of a stretch to pedal home.
It's not too bad.
I mean, it's probably just about
speeds.
Yeah, but that one doesn't have any speeds.
Yeah.
No, it's not too heavy. Yeah, I love it. And to power it off,
you just press and hold, just like 2 seconds, and then shut down.
And it shuts down.
There you go.
And what's this other one, the info?
That basically gives you trip distance and overall odometer.
Okay.
On there, so just a few other like dashboard kind of info.
Yep. It doesn't have a GPS mounting in there. All right, well, I have a GPS. I can handle that. And I also have a way of monitoring my own effort, because I quite often have a heart rate monitor going.
Yeah.
So if I dial it in for level 3, I can between.
Okay. It says closed, but it's open. We've been running around. Yeah.
All right. Well, what's your name, by the way? Jamie. My name's Carlos. You
Nice to meet you.
probably figured that out. And you're open for the rest of the week now, the regular office hours?
Yeah, Tuesday to Saturday, 9 to 5.
Very good. Thank you very much, Jamie.
Thank you.
Jamie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good. I can get on with my day now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
I will. Well, that was interesting. So back on my old Harley, my good old Harley, heading into town now. Well, I'm already in town, but I'm now going from the industrial estate, the industrial section of town, into the financial and touristic section of town. So my first impressions of the electric bike, I'm sure it's going to be a great addition to my world. Now I'm basically looking for somewhere to cash in my empty beer bottles. Well, I'm basically waiting for the light to change. Okay. It's interesting what he said about if you want to use it just like a scooter and just press go, the battery does not behave too well after a while. It's that wear and tear, as he said. It's also very silent, so I can easily record on the electric bike, something I couldn't really do on a motor scooter. I apologize for the Bay Street traffic. I'm going to have to shut this recording down just because I'll be shouting against the traffic noise. There is a bottle bank on Queen Street, I believe. Today, I'm meeting up with the dinosaurs. Tomorrow, I'm going to see Derek. And one of these days, Anne Trayson will be in town. She is entered for the Elk Beaver 50K. Yep, this is the street with the bottle bank. Queens. Alright, so now I have an empty bike and I have a fair amount of time before the dinosaurs meeting. So I will record a little bit more when I get into a quieter spot. So I'm going up to Douglas Street now. Douglas Street is the main drag of Victoria. And I have figured out where I'm going to make my recordings. I have to do 2 recordings today. Both of them are going to be my favorite recipes. I'm going to record 2 shows, 2 5-minute sections, and then if I need to put one at the beginning And one at the end, I will. I should also phone my wife, tell Norma what I think of the bike, the electric bike. So I'm now heading for the YMCA, where the dinosaur meeting is going to be held. But there's a nice park just outside where I can record without too much traffic noise.